And welcome back to the show. Defying calls from Palestinian groups to apologize, Britain's foreign secretary is defending his nation's role in helping pave the way for the creation of Israel. Boris Johnson applauded the Balfour Declaration that threw London's support behind a homeland for the Jewish people in Palestine. This Thursday marks the 100-year anniversary of the famous 67-word declaration. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu will be in London to mark the anniversary alongside Boris Johnson. Johnson called Israel a great nation, but he added the only viable solution to the conflict in this region is the two-state solution. He wrote, quote, "Most of all, there is the incontestable moral goal to provide a persecuted people with a safe and secure homeland. And I see no contradiction in being a friend of Israel and a believer in that the country's destiny, while also being deeply moved by the suffering of those affected and dislodged by the birth of the nation." Joining me now is our UK correspondent, Jonathan Sacerdoti. Jonathan, Johnson wrote as well that the vital caveat of the Balfour Declaration that's intended to safeguard other communities as well in the region, that caveat has not been realized. He acknowledges the suffering of the Palestinian people. What do you think Johnson's message is for the Palestinians in light of the fact he is celebrating with Israel's prime minister the Balfour Declaration in general?
Well, there's almost nothing to see here, really. This is a fairly standard position for a British Foreign Secretary. And Boris Johnson is simply saying that while the government is taking a very firm line on celebrating the Balfour Declaration, and to that end he reiterates, as you said, all his kudos for Israel, all his bona fide beliefs that Israel has provided a homeland for the Jewish people after they were suffering, that the Balfour Declaration was indispensable to the creation of a great nation. He heaped praise on Israel. But then, of course, as you say, he said that he believed there should be two states side by side along the lines of the 67 lines, and that should in fact then be compromised with certain land swaps for the security of both sides. So far, nothing new here at all. I think it's just Boris Johnson trying to please both sides on the occasion of the 100th anniversary while the government is going to be celebrating.
All right, again, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu this week will be traveling to the United Kingdom. Jonathan Sacerdoti covering this big week for us live all week long. Thank you, Jonathan, so much for that analysis. Now